Hello, happy Tuesday. Can you believe that next week is already going to be Thanksgiving? That is crazy. I can't believe that we're already mid-November. Um, Welcome. Today we're going to talk about something different. So I know each week we talk about something different. We're kind of rotating through topics, but this week we are going to talk about joy. And sometimes I get some pushback from my mamas and like like joy, what does joy have to do with health? And let me tell you, it has a lot to do with health. It's um it's not just a luxury, it's a healing necessity. We need to be able to feel that joy to for our body to feel safe and for us to feel like we're fully human. So we're just going to jump right in. Um, in reminder, so like this week we're going to talk about many of us have lost this feeling of joy, so we've lost the ability to do the activities that bring us joy. And this is not like productivity, this is not parenting, this is no checking boxes. We're talking about joy, which are things that you do just for you. And I'm not going to lie, I do get some enjoyment from checking off boxes, but that's not the kind of joy we're talking about. So oftentimes, as moms, we've just been stuck in survival mode for too long. We feel disconnected from ourselves. Life becomes all about like duty and tasks and managing chaos. And right, we have all these hats that we wear. Like we have to make the food, we have to buy the food, we have to plan the food, buy the food, cook the food. We have to bring the kids where they need to go. We have to do parent teacher conferences and make sure the homework's done and make sure the house is clean. And maybe your spouse or your partner helps with that. And that's fantastic, but it still feels like as moms, so much of it falls on our shoulders. And as the nurturers and the mothers and the women of the home, we tend to feel that a little bit differently. So life just becomes about what we have to do. So what happens is we get stuck in this mode, right? We get stuck in this mode. Emotions kind of feel flat. Our creativity dries up because we're not flexing that muscle. And fun feels, dare I say, irresponsible. Like it feels like, well, that's extra. I don't have time for fun. I'll have fun later. Or maybe we don't even just like actively think that, but that's the way we're living. Like, oh, we'll do that later. We'll do that later. But the problem is that this will keep us in a state of chronic stress and it disconnects us from our purpose and it can make us feel disconnected from our people. So here's why joy is actually healing. And sometimes this can feel a little like pie in the sky or a little woo, but joy actually increases dopamine and serotonin. And these are two of our mood regulating neurotransmitters. So when we feel joy, when we're playing and we're being like expressing our creativity, we shift into parasympathetic mode, right? So we've talked about stress, we've talked about like rest and digest versus fight or flight, that being in that calm state, that parasympathetic state, that's what like breath work can get us there. Massage can get us there. Just taking things off of our plate, just being and not doing can get us there. But play and creativity can also get us there. They can get us into that rest and digest state. Joy is a really powerful tool for emotional resilience, for hormone balance. It is really powerful for hormone balance. And part of the way that happens is when we don't experience joy, we tend to experience more stress. We're not balancing that out. We're not living in a balanced state. Not that balance is something we can never achieve, but you know what I mean. Like when the scale tips too far in the other direction, and when we're producing too much cortisol, which is our stress hormone, our mother hormone, pregnenolone, is being used to create cortisol and all the stress hormones instead of going down the other pathway to create our sex hormones. So, participating in things that bring us joy can help to bring that hormone balance and mental health for a variety of reasons. You are created more, and this is really hard. This is really hard for us to keep in mind, but you were created for more than managing everybody else's life. You were created to experience life to its fullest, to feel joy. And this can just be something, even for me, this is something that slips away. And I have to be very, very intentional about it. But joy can kind of bring us back to ourselves. It can kind of anchor us into our present and make us be here now. So, what I want you to do, and this video today is going to be much shorter than the past video, so it'll be a shorter video. Um, but I want you to take some time today, get out your journal, get out your like pen and paper, and reflect on what used to bring you joy before motherhood or before you were burned out. What types of things did you enjoy? And maybe for some of you, it's been so long you don't even remember. I would just really encourage you just to sit down and try to allow your mind to be open and that you can dig back and see what used to bring me joy before motherhood and before I felt burned out from life. What feels playful? What feels fun? Or what feels life-giving now? Maybe it's different from when before you were a mother or before you felt burned out, but what feels playful and fun and what gives you life now? So, some examples are like dancing in your kitchen. I know we have an Alexa in our kitchen, and at any given moment, my husband or the kids or I, we just might tell, well, we do tell Alexa to play some random song, and then we might dance in the kitchen. Um, or you can shift that and you could like get coffee alone at your favorite cafe. You could just go and just be by yourself. Maybe bring your journal, bring your notebook, get a good coffee and just kind of sit there and listen to the buzz going around you and journal about things that you want to journal about. Painting, gardening, crafting. This time of year, with Christmas coming, you could do some like DIY Christmas gifts if you like to do that. Um, Watching a comedy, this can be a little tricky, trying to find a clean comedy, but there are a lot out there. There's a lot of good clean comedies out there. Watching something funny, right? Just laughing. Like laughing is such good medicine. Going on a girl date, going on a girls' night, going just on a friend date, going for coffee with a friend. One of my friends and I will go and we'll sit in Starbucks for 3 hours, drinking a coffee, not for 3 hours, but just being together and not worrying about anything else, just talking and catching up and enjoying each other's company. Playing tennis or pickleball, I always add in through like playing puzzles. Like actually, I got my table right back here. We have a kitten, so the kitten doesn't allow me to do puzzles anywhere else other than in my office where I can shut my door so she can't jump up on the table and scatter the puzzle pieces. But I like to do Christmas puzzles. Hobby Lobby has them 50% off right now, and there's just some great puzzles there. So I like to go get a puzzle, and that brings me joy. It just is like I'm creating something in a way. Um, not super creative. I'm not like a craft creator, but that's a way for me to be creative, like knitting or crocheting, cross stitching. If those things bring you joy, find yourself fresh flowers. Like if seeing a bouquet of fresh flowers on your table makes you happy, Walmart, the grocery store has some pretty cheap fresh flower bouquets. It doesn't have to be the like flower store prices on them. You can just go get a cheap bouquet from Walmart or your local grocery store and put those flowers on your counter, and that can be bring you joy, just these little things that bring you joy. I know one of the things that I just did this weekend that brings me a ton of joy is decorating for Christmas. I love Christmas decorations. I love Christmas lights. Since they battery operated, these little battery operated LEDs that are on the wires, since I've found those or discovered those, I'm like putting lights on everything I can put them on. And yeah, the batteries are going to burn out and I'm going to have to replace them. And that's its own whole thing. But waking up in the morning and seeing all of these Christmas lights, it just makes me feel joy. So finding those things that bring you joy, things that like simple pleasures, they don't have to be big productions, doing just something because it makes you smile and it makes you happy. So I want you to really spend some time reminding yourself you're allowed to have fun. You're allowed to have fun. Moms are allowed to have fun. It's not frivolous, it's not extra, it's foundational. Joy is something that God wants us to experience. So let's find ways to like reclaim that together. So this week, I want you to schedule and do one joy-filled activity that's just for you this week. Something that isn't productive and isn't, I mean, maybe it's productive, but like for me, doing a puzzle is not productive for my family. It's productive for me. It's joy-filled for me. Decorating for Christmas, like, yes, that's something I'm going to do anyway. So it isn't, I guess, in some ways productive, but for me, it's more joyful than productive. Um, so finding something, one joy-filled thing that's just for you. Do it this week. And like I said, something that kind of lights you up, makes you feel excited. And don't allow the guilt to creep in, and you don't have to have an agenda. And then take a picture and post it in this group, please. I'll take a picture of my Christmas lights. I'll wait till it's dark tomorrow morning, but I'll take a picture of. I did a new little light for my. I went to Hobby Lobby. Everything's 50% off, and I bought all these little like mini Christmas trees, and I put them in different color Christmas coffee mugs, and I put them on the windowsill right above my kitchen sink. And then I got the Christmas lights and I like draped them all over, just the little wired ones, and I looped them all through there. And then I have like little gnome salt and pepper shakers kind of up by there. And in the morning when I wake up, I'm just like, I just get so excited to see it. I'll take a picture of that and post it in the group tomorrow. But sometime this week or through the next 2 weeks, post a picture of one of the things. Like if you do puzzle, post a picture of your puzzle. If you do a craft, post a picture of your craft. Um, Whatever it is, we would love to see it. So I will be posting throughout the next 2 weeks for like some posts just to remind you of what your task is for the next couple of weeks, encouraging you to participate in the group. When we participate together, we kind of build community. So I'll encourage you to do that. And otherwise, I will see you in the group over the next 2 weeks before our next live. Take care and have a great week.